After the great Kurukshetra war, peace had finally returned to Hastinapura. To pray for lasting peace and bring prosperity, King Yudhishthira decided to perform the grand ASHWAMEDHA Yajna. Kings arrived from distant kingdoms. Great sages gathered together. Thousands of people were fed. Gold, jewels, food, and gifts were given away freely. Everyone present praised the king. This is the greatest sacrifice the world has ever seen. But just then, a strange mongoose walked into the royal assembly. Half of its body shone like pure gold. The other half was ordinary brown. The mongoose rolled across the sacred ground, looked around, and laughed. No, this is not the greatest sacrifice. The entire assembly fell silent. The sages looked at one another. The kings could hardly believe what they had just heard. Some were furious. How dare a mere mongoose insult this sacred yagna? The soldiers stepped forward, but Yudhishthira raised his hand. No. Yudhishthira stepped closer. He looked at the strange creature. Then he asked, "Who are you? And why do you say this is not the greatest sacrifice?" The mongoose smiled. "I have wandered across kingdoms for many years. I have seen grand feasts, magnificent temples, and sacrifices beyond imagination. But none could compare to the one I witnessed long ago." Many years before, a terrible famine swept across the land. The famine lasted for months. Rivers dried up. Fields produced nothing. Hunger spread everywhere. In one small village lived a poor Brahmin. With him were his wife, his young son, and his daughter-in-law. For days, the family had gone without a proper meal. Hunger had made them weak. But they never complained. One morning, after searching for hours, the Brahmin managed to collect a little barley flour, just enough to prepare 4 small rotis, one for each member of the family. After many days, they were about to eat. Just then, there was a knock at the door. The Brahmin opened it. Standing outside was a weary traveler. His clothes were covered with dust. His face showed exhaustion. And in a weak voice, he said, "I haven't eaten for many days. Please, can you spare something to eat?" The Brahmin looked back at his family. Then, without saying a word, he picked up his own roti and placed it before the hungry guest. The traveler ate the roti within moments. The Brahmin smiled. But then the traveler looked up. "My hunger is still not gone." For a brief moment, the hut fell silent. The Brahmin's wife looked at her own roti. She knew it was all she had. Yet, she gently smiled. If our guest leaves hungry, how can we eat? She placed her roti before the traveler. He ate it, but still he concerns. The young son watched quietly. His stomach ached with hunger.
Yet he picked up his own meal.
Father, you have taught me that serving others is the greatest duty. He offered his roti to the traveler. The traveler finished it, but once again he said, "I am still hungry." Only one roti remained. The daughter-in-law held it in her hands. She looked at her family, then at the weary traveler. Without hesitation, she stood up, walked toward him, and placed the last piece of bread into his hands. The traveler finally smiled. His hunger was gone. The tiny hut was now empty. Not a single crumb remained for the family. After the traveler left, a few tiny crumbs fell onto the ground. I rolled over those crumbs, and at that very moment, half of my body turned into gold. Since that day, I have traveled across kingdoms searching for another sacrifice just as pure. When I heard about Yudhishthira's great yajna, I believed surely the rest of my body would become golden. So I rolled on this sacred ground. But nothing happened. Because this sacrifice, great as it is, was made from abundance. That poor family had nothing, yet they gave everything. The mongoose looked at Yudhishthira. You gave from your wealth, but that family gave the only food they had. That was the greatest sacrifice. The royal assembly fell silent. Even Yudhishthira lowered his head. At that moment, he understood true sacrifice isn't measured by how much we give, but by what we are willing to give up. The greatest charity is not giving from abundance. It is giving with a selfless heart.